Good afternoon, and welcome to today's awards ceremony here at the NASA Ames Research Center at Moffett Field, California for the Green Flight Challenge sponsored by Google. It's a great day to have you all here. It's great to have the teams here, and it's a wonderful day to announce the winner of the first Green Flight Challenge. Before we get to that, I'd like to introduce our host for the day, the Acting Deputy Director of NASA Ames Research Center, Deb Fang. Deb?
Good afternoon. Is it afternoon? Just slightly. Well, welcome to Ames. We are very pleased to host the Green Flight Challenge Expo. We want to congratulate all of the teams who participated in the Google Green Flight Challenge in Santa Rosa this past week. As you may know, air travel is predicted to double in the next 20 years. And because of this, we need to find ways to make aircraft travel more efficient while maintaining safety. To help achieve that goal, we conduct wind tunnel tests, computer modeling, and computational fluid dynamics simulations. NASA Ames has a history of always being at the forefront of cutting-edge aeronautics technologies, starting more than 70 years ago when Ames was founded as part of the National Advisory Committee for Aeronautics. People like Heinz Erzberger came to Ames in 1965 to seek out ways to make air travel safer and more efficient. Erzberger created software tools designed to help air traffic controllers better manage traffic flow by providing them timely information about aircraft in the system, including predictions and advice on sequencing aircraft and avoiding conflicts. Many of those innovation tools are still in use today. As we look to the future of aviation, NASA Ames Research Center continues to conduct advanced aeronautics research with next-gen and air traffic management. NextGen strives to reduce air traffic emissions while lessening congestion in the nation's airways. Thank you for attending, and we hope you enjoy these unusual and amazing aircraft.
Thank you, Deb. For those of you watching on television or following us on the web, you can learn more about NASA Ames at www.nasa.gov/Ames. It's one of our spectacular NASA centers. It's now my great privilege and honor to introduce Dr. Brian Seeley. Brian is the president of the CAFE Foundation.
Thank you, David. It's a great pleasure to be here. This culmination of 3 years of effort at the CAFE Foundation to bring forth the Green Flight Challenge. I'm mainly here to issue thank yous, and I want to be very quick about it. But I first want to say we consider this truly a pivotal, historic event in aviation. And there's much more time later to tell you why that's the case. But our vision at CAFE is that the Green Flight Challenge will bring forth future air vehicles that are quiet, that are emission-free, that are very safe, and that can land just about anywhere. Essentially, do what birds do. More on that later. Our future vision has been helped tremendously by the support from everyone, but particularly I want to thank the amazing, diverse skill set of the CAFE Board of Directors who really brought this together and just put out tremendously. The EAA Chapter 124 volunteers, who are another group of fantastic people, the backbone of our event. The NASA people who worked with us tirelessly, even on weekends, to put things together and decide things and get this program together. They've been absolutely great. And I want to particularly thank Google for actually making this possible. CAFE received no sponsorship for this until Google rescued us and not only made it possible, but made it possible to do it up in a very good fashion, made possible the world's first electric aircraft charging station powered by clean geothermal energy. And to really thank Google, I want to invite up Anita Yuan from Google.
Thank you, Brian. We're really excited to be here today. At Google, we're committed to a clean energy future. And in fact, we've been carbon neutral since 2007. And we've also invested over $850 million already in the sectors thus far. We believe green transportation is a key part, an important part of this clean energy future. In fact, that's why we've been greening our transportations at Google for a while. In fact, we've had an electric vehicle program for 3 years now, and now we have one of the largest electric vehicle charging stations in the US, 200 charging stations just down the road over at Mountain View headquarters. So that's why we're really excited to support this year's Green Flight Challenge. We really believe that green aviation is the next frontier. We want to issue a huge congratulations to the teams, to CAFE Foundation for organizing the event, to NASA for their important support for this important effort. And overall, we're just extremely thrilled to be part of this and helping usher in a new generation of emission-free aviation. Thank you.
Thank you, Anita, and thank Google. I've seen the charging station up in Santa Rosa, and it's very cool. It's now my honor and privilege to introduce Eric Lindbergh. Eric is going to be giving out an award for the quietest aircraft in the competition. Eric is the founder of LEAP. Eric?
Thank you. Our mission at LEAP is to stimulate innovation for a resilient future. We do that through offering prizes and focusing on the electric aircraft industry, advancing the development of an industry that has the potential to revolutionize the way we move about the planet. We've also formed an electric aircraft development alliance to help work on safety and regulations and standardization to help, again, advance the development of the industry. We also have an amazing youth education program where high school teams are going out and filming short video documentaries on solutions to problems. Innovators, really focusing on innovators and then sharing that information as wide as possible. In order to solve all of the problems that we're facing today, we need to create a whole generation who are incentivized to go out, seek out problems as potential opportunities to move forward in their college and their work careers. But we're here today because really one of the largest threats to the future of aviation and general aviation, which is closer to my heart than flying in the back of a transport category aircraft, aviation is threatened. One of the biggest threats is noise. And so we're here to announce the Lindbergh Prize for quietest aircraft. And I want to say that we're very fortunate to have had a generous $10,000 donation from a private citizen, Jeannie Schultz, whose husband, Charles M. Schultz, the airport at Santa Rosa was named after. So Jeannie donated $10,000 so that we could award that with the quietest aircraft prize. The aircraft that won the prize, this first quietest aircraft prize, had a dBA, really a noise measured from a public standpoint of 56 to 62 dBA. So very quiet. For an example, that's 16 times less noise than a turbofan aircraft. And on our way down to the Bay Area in the rental car, we had a little app on our phone that said 67 dBA. So it was a whole lot louder inside the car, and it bumped up to 87 when I started talking. So I'll shut up soon. So the Lindbergh Prize for quietest aircraft is awarded to eGenius, led by Eric Raymond. Congratulations.
On behalf of my entire team, who I won't mention individually, I'm very thankful to receive this award, and it's been a lot of work. What a thought that just occurred to me is people expect progress through the passage of time, as if in the future there will be quiet electric aircraft, and it's really been slow in coming, and what we really need is support for the engineers, which often the engineers are very modest and not publicity seeking, so they don't tend to get the support. So especially in this area, Silicon Valley, where there's so much innovative thinking, I would really encourage people to support the engineers that are working hard, often unnoticed, and not just necessarily the pilots, for example, of the aircraft. So thank you very much.
Thank you and congratulations, Eric and eGenius. We're now going to see a brief video that captures some of the highlights of the Green Flight Challenge as seen over the past week up in Sonoma County.
The dream, I guess, of everyone for a long time has been to have a flying car. And if we can have electric flying cars, that'd be wonderful.
It really is the dawn of a new era for aviation. It's general aviation, finally, with an electric aircraft.
They'll be cheap, simple, easy to fly, renewable energies, quiet. That's what we need to revitalize the aviation industry.
This challenge is for a total of $1.65 million.
We'll use it for further aircraft development, just bigger and better, faster, onward and upward.
We want to fly something or build something that's just as efficient as a Prius.
This is our more cosmic entrance, the hybrid gas-electric battery-powered airplane, which is the first of its kind.
Aviation is definitely one of the most pollutant transportation industries out there, so trying to move towards a greener and healthier mode of propulsion is definitely where we're all headed.
They all have to fly an average of 100 miles per hour or greater.
They require 200 miles per gallon per seat, so with a two-seater we have to average 100 miles per gallon at 100 miles per hour, and there's no gasoline engine that can do that.
The other thing is sound. So you want to be able to fly these at 78 decibels, basically the sound of a dishwasher measured at 250 feet.
2 years ago, they came out with a proposal for this. I laughed because it was impossible. It just couldn't be done. And yet in 2 years, there's at least 2 airplanes here that I know of that electric that I think can meet the criteria. It's happening, and it's happening exponentially.
The batteries get better, these airplanes are going to get better.
And when we see that, it's going to start to change the way we move about the planet.
Today's prize purse is being provided by NASA through a NASA program called the Centennial Challenges Program. That program is a program that offers prize purses to technology challenges and innovation challenges that are of benefit to NASA and to the nation and to industry. It's a program that encourages inventors, citizen inventors, students, and teams from all walks of life to compete to win a purse prize. The government doesn't actually pay until a goal is met. That program is overseen by the Space Technology Program at NASA, which oversees NASA's technology and innovation development for future missions, which in turn is part of our Office of the Chief Technologist. We're lucky to have with us today our acting Chief Technologist, Joe Parrish, who is going to announce the winners of today's competition. Joe?
Thank you, David. It's a wonderful day today. I'd like to make a couple of brief acknowledgments, and then I have a couple of brief thoughts also before we announce the winners. I'd like to acknowledge a few individuals, some of whose names you've heard already, but some you have not. Mark Moore and Bruce Holmes at NASA Langley are actually responsible for the original idea for the Green Flight Challenge. And they came up with this idea back in 2005, and we've been working toward this end ever since then. So we're grateful for them for having such an innovative idea and setting us on the path to get us where we are today. I'd like to also acknowledge Sam Ortega and Larry Cooper from NASA, the Centennial Challenges Program. They have been shepherding this effort along for months and months and months. They must think it's years and years and years, and this is also a culmination of their hard effort. To Dr. Brian Seeley and his colleagues, his all-volunteer team at CAFE and his colleagues from the EAA chapter at the Sonoma Airport, they are just terrific, and they've been a wonderful allied organization to NASA to execute this program. I'd like to also thank Google for sponsoring this expo, for installing the installing the charging station at Sonoma County Airport, and for their support to the CAFE Foundation. And finally, I'd like to thank NASA Ames for hosting us today and providing the wonderful flight line for the demonstration of the aircraft and the facilities that we're using right now. So thanks to everyone for that. There are 3 teams that qualified for the Green Flight competition. The first one is the eGenius team led by Eric Raymond. The next one is the Phoenix Air team led by Jim Lee. And the third is the Langland Aeronautics LLC Pipistrel USA team led by Jack Langland. In addition, flying in exhibition mode was the Echo Eagle from Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. And it was fantastic to have 4 aircraft flying in California this week and demonstrating the wonders of electric and hybrid flight and clean flight. There were tremendous accomplishments made in aerodynamics, aircraft configuration design, power plant design and integration, and flight path planning. These aircraft are 5 to 10 times more efficient than conventional aircraft. And in fact, they're even 3 times more efficient than large transport aircraft. It was not possible to win the Green Flight Challenge with an existing aircraft design. Innovation was required in order to win this competition. Lighter batteries, more compact and powerful electric motors, sleeker and lighter structures are going to benefit more than just the aerospace community. They're going to usher in technologies that are useful in the automotive industry, in mass transit, in the green energy industries. And we are extremely impressed by the ingenuity and the inventiveness that have been shown by the participants in the Green Flight Challenge. The folks who produce these innovative aircraft, they're just brilliant. I hope to be looking back on this day from the not too distant future and talking about how the dawn of practical electric flight broke today. Just as the Orteig Prize was won by Charles Lindbergh in the Spirit of St. Louis, that one showed that airplanes could be used to fly long distances with reliability, and the Ansari X Prize heralded in a new private space flight industry. We hope that the Green Flight Challenge will inspire a renaissance in aviation, a new breed and a new industry, in fact, of hyper-efficient airplanes ranging from aircraft of the size that we've seen flying in the competition today all the way up to large passenger transports. Before I announce the winner of the prize, I'd like to mention that NASA and the American taxpayers are also winners. Through prize competitions like the Green Flight Challenge, NASA's turned the technology development cost equation on its head. In this case, instead of contracting for tens of millions of dollars for a concept that might or might not work, NASA is paying only $1.5 million, and we only pay if it works. Considering that, thank you. So every once in a while we seem smart, don't we? Considering that over $4 million was spent by the competitors on the way to this prize, we think this is a fantastic deal for the American taxpayer. And NASA is absolutely committed to fostering innovative solutions through innovative mechanisms. Okay, and now to the announcement that you've all been waiting for. The judges from CAFE and NASA have totaled the scores from this week's competition. I'm pleased to announce that 2 teams have met or exceeded the 200 passenger mile per gallon standard, and they've exceeded them by a very large margin. I'll tell you by how large a margin in just a moment. To give you just a little bit of suspense, I will announce the second place winner first, and then on to the first place, and I'll invite both teams to come up and receive their checks, and then the first place winner will have some remarks to make. In second place, with a score of 375.8 miles per gallon, is the eGenius team led by Eric Raymond. taking a prize of $120,000. Congratulations, Eric. Please stay with me for a moment. So you had to do better than 385 miles per gallon to win this competition. In first place with a passenger miles per gallon of 403.5 is the Langolin Aerospace LLC Pipistrel USA team led by Jack Langolin. Your prize is $1.35 million. Congratulations. Please give them your applause. They've done an amazing job.
I hope they'll let me take this home on carry-on. Before I really get started, I'd like my team to stand up. PipistrelUSA.com. You will be hard-pressed to find a better group of engineers and pilots anywhere in the world. And also the people that are not here but helped enormously along the way. The Aerospace Engineering Department at Penn State, my department head, George Lacerte, for all his support along the way. We couldn't have done it without everybody. So many, many years ago, on December 17th, in 1903, Orville Wright flew 120 feet in 12 seconds. Only 2 years later, at Huffman Prairie near what is now Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, they were flying more than 20 miles in flights that were lasting more than 30 minutes. This is incredible progress. In 2008, at the Experimental Aircraft Association Convention at Oshkosh, Larry Fishman's battery-powered Electroflyer C was first flown publicly. This airplane could fly 70 miles an hour. It could fly for about 45 minutes or so. Now, at the Green Flight Challenge, 2 airplanes were able to fly more than 200 passenger miles per gallon at more than 100 miles an hour. The E-Genius and the Pipistrel Taurus G4. 4 people aboard the Taurus G4. And our average energy consumption was over 400 passenger miles per gallon. This is incredible progress in only 3 years. Together, we have all shown that electricity is not only a viable, but in fact a beautiful way of powering these airplanes. When our airplanes fly overhead 2,000 feet up, we cannot hear them. When they fly by, they are no emissions. The power to recharge our batteries came from a geothermal plant powered by geysers near Santa Rosa. This is absolutely incredible. I pay about 8 cents a kilowatt hour for electricity in State College. Okay, so that means to fly the Taurus G4 for 2 hours costs me about $7. Compare that with the cost of flying a standard 4-passenger airplane for 2 hours. That's an awful lot of aviation gasoline. Compare the environmental impact of our electricity with the environmental impact of all those gallons of aviation gasoline on board the standard airplanes. We're at the point where personal air travel is becoming both affordable and truly green. This is absolutely incredible. There are many, many people out there now building electrically powered airplanes in startup companies, in small businesses, and in their garages. We have to encourage this to continue, and we have to continue to drive the technology. Team PipistrelUSA.com believes that technological progress comes from both bold vision and from grand challenges. And because of that, Pipistrel, if NASA, Google, and the CAFE Foundation accept the challenge, Pipistrel will donate $100,000 to the first electrically powered airplane that can fly faster than the speed of sound. We fully expect that somebody will win this award within the next 5 years. So we are going to go from the first flight of a battery-powered airplane to supersonic flight within 1 decade. That is going to be absolutely amazing. We're all incredibly proud of what we've done here, and we expect there to be enormous changes in aviation over the couple of years to come. We congratulate all of the teams and their achievements, and we thank NASA, Google, and the CAFE Foundation for enabling this historic competition. And we're all looking forward to the future of electric aviation with enormous anticipation. Thank you.
Thank you, Jack. Thank you, Jack, and we have one more surprise for you to help close the show today. Our folks at CAFE have something to give you to commemorate today's winning of the Green Flight Challenge. Bringing it up the aisle here is actually the sculptor, Ralph Carlson from Sebastopol, California, to give you the Green Flight Challenge trophy. Congratulations to our winners and everybody who participated in the Green Flight Challenge. Thank you for joining us here at NASA's Ames Research Center for today's awards. For more information about the Green Flight Challenge and NASA, visit www.nasa.gov. Thank you all for coming.